The tension in the CNN debate studio was thick enough to cut with a knife. Under the blazing studio lights, two of America's most controversial political figures sat across from each other, ready for what would become the most shocking political confrontation of 2025. Karoline Leavitt, the 27-year-old former White House press secretary turned congressional candidate, sat confidently in her signature navy blazer, blonde hair perfectly styled, eyes sharp with the kind of ambition that had made her Trump's youngest spokesperson. Across from her, Kash Patel, the 45-year-old former FBI director nominee and son of Indian immigrants, adjusted his tie with the calm precision of a man who had spent years in the intelligence community. What happened in the next 30 seconds would send shockwaves across America and change both of their political careers forever. "Mr. Patel," Leavitt began, her voice carrying that familiar edge that had made her famous during White House briefings. "Maybe it's time you stopped pretending to understand American values and went back to India where you belong." The words hung in the air like a bomb waiting to explode. The studio audience gasped. CNN anchor Anderson Cooper's eyes widened in disbelief. Social media would later call it the most racist comment ever made on live television by a major political figure. But Kash Patel's response, nobody saw it coming. What he said next didn't just destroy Leavitt's political career. It exposed a truth about America that left the entire nation speechless. Before we dive into this incredible story, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the explosive political drama we cover. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. This wasn't just another political debate. This was the moment when America's ugly truths collided with its highest ideals, live on national television. And by the end of this confrontation, one career would be over, one would be transformed, and the entire country would be talking about what it really means to be American. To understand how we got to this explosive moment, you need to know who these two people really are, and why this debate mattered so much to America's future. At just 27, Karoline Leavitt had already conquered political heights that most people never reach in their entire careers. Born and raised in New Hampshire, she came from a working-class Catholic family that taught her the value of hard work and conservative principles. After graduating from St. Anselm College, she landed a job in Trump's White House communications team when she was barely 24 years old. Leavitt quickly made a name for herself as one of Trump's most fierce defenders. Her youth, combined with her sharp tongue and unwavering loyalty, made her a media darling among conservatives. When Trump needed someone who could handle hostile press conferences and never back down from a fight, he chose Leavitt as the youngest White House press secretary in American history. But Leavitt's rise wasn't without controversy. Critics called her Trump's attack dog, pointing to her history of inflammatory statements and her willingness to say whatever it took to defend her boss. Her supporters saw her as a breath of fresh air, a young woman who wasn't afraid to stand up to the liberal media establishment. After leaving the White House, Leavitt set her sights on Congress, running for New Hampshire's 1st District on a platform of America First policies and traditional values. She positioned herself as the future of the conservative movement, the one who would carry Trump's torch into the next generation. Kash Patel's story was quintessentially American, even though Leavitt would try to use it against him. Born to parents who immigrated from India in the 1970s, Patel grew up in New York, watching his father work multiple jobs to provide for his family. His parents had come to America with nothing but dreams and a work ethic that would make their son proud. Patel excelled in school, earning a law degree, and eventually working his way up through the Department of Justice. He served as a prosecutor, going after terrorists and drug cartels, putting his life on the line for his adopted country. When Trump came to power, Patel became one of his most trusted advisors on national security matters. As a senior official in the Trump administration, Patel was known for his intelligence, his loyalty, and his ability to get things done. He played key roles in counterterrorism operations and was instrumental in exposing what Trump called the deep state conspiracy against his presidency. Trump trusted Patel so much that he nominated him to lead the FBI, though the nomination faced fierce opposition from Democrats who saw him as too loyal to Trump. Unlike many politicians, Patel had actually put his life on the line for America. He had worked undercover operations, had been threatened by terrorists, and had spent years in the intelligence community protecting American lives. His record of service was impeccable, but to some, his Indian heritage made him an easy target. This CNN debate wasn't just about two political careers. It was happening at a crucial moment in American politics, when questions about immigration, identity, and what it means to be truly American were dividing the country. Leavitt represented a wing of the conservative movement that believed America was losing its identity. She spoke for millions of Americans who felt that their country was changing too fast, that traditional values were under attack, and that only people with deep American roots could truly understand